The last thing a man wants to do is admit that he's weak. The last thing a man wants to do is admit, I don't feel like a real man. But deep down, a lot of us were struggling with this. Deep down, a lot of us, when we go to bed at the end of the day and we look ourselves in the mirror, we're not proud of the man staring back at us. And what I want to help you guys do today is I want to help you understand why it is you feel like you're coming up short. Why it is you feel like you know you have more potential as a man, but you're not able to tap into it. And then I want to help you actually tap into that potential and actually become that man that you know you're capable of deep down. That man that if you could design yourself like a video game, that's the man you would be. So dear Lord, I just thank you for bringing these men here. I just pray that you give me wisdom that's not from me, but from you. Let it speak into their lives. Let this one be one that fires them up, that reignites their passion and their desire to become the man you created them to be, that gives them a belief in who they are as your son, made in the image and likeness of God. Let this be one that gets them turned up to become that man. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Amen, boys. I want you to think about if you were a little kid. All of us growing up, we had some type of superhero in mind, whether it was an actual superhero from a movie. We wanted to be like Superman or Spider-Man or Batman. For me, it was always Batman because I thought he was the closest to an actual human. He didn't have all these crazy superpowers that were unrealistic. He was just a beast. For some of us, though, it was maybe a sports figure. We wanted to be that Tom Brady or that LeBron James or some other, maybe a movie character, an actor, maybe an astronaut, whatever that hero, that superhero that you wanted to be as a child was. Think about that guy. And think about if you were to go back as a kid and look at yourself now, 20, 30, 40 years down the road, and you were to be like, as a little kid, this is exactly the man I want to be. This is the superhero I want to create. What would that man look like? And I want to actually give you some time to think about it. Get super real for a second. Spend some time right now as I talk a little bit about, what that guy would look like for me. Spend some time thinking about what that guy would look like for you in every single area, physically, mentally, spiritually, in your relationships with family, with your wife, with your friends, in your finances, in your career, in your lifestyle, the type of life you're living. What would that look like? What would your life look like? Who would you be as a man? And then get crystal clear on the details. How much detail can you give me? As you think about this, I want you to start to envision that superhero version of yourself that you would create if you were just a kid and you were able to put on that dream cap and go into that childlike state that we lived in for so many of our younger years, where we believed anything was possible. We believed we could be the LeBron James. We believed we could be the superhero. I want you to enter into that state right now and think about what that man would be like. For me, when I think about it, I'll talk about from a physical perspective. I always wanted to be a big body. I wanted to have a strong presence, but also be able to move like an athlete. I never wanted to be a box looking like a refrigerator, looking like SpongeBob. I wanted to have that athletic look, that superhero look, not quite Frozone from The Incredibles, but a little bit more swole. I don't know superheroes that well, but I wanted to have that chiseled, muscles very defined, but still like lengthy, muscles stretched out. And I always wanted to carry a weight of like anywhere from 180 to 200 pounds. Right now I'm on the road to 200 pounds, and that's not where I'll sit after I'm cut and get down to the lean level that I want to be, but it's going to be somewhere 180 plus, and try to stay very mobile, to stay stretched out and have my muscle bellies looking athletic rather than bodybuilder like. So that was me physically. That's where I would be. That's the superhero Jack. In terms of financially and in my career, I've always wanted to run my own business, to make a couple million a year so that I can live an incredible life with my family. I grew up on the beach. I want to live that life on the beach. I want to be able to have a home somewhere else that we can vacation to. I want my kids to be able to have, whatever it is that they want. Not that, I'm down to spoil my kids, but not that I'm just going to give them everything they want, but I want them to be able to go to school if that's what they desire. I want us to be able to spend our free time vacationing, whatever it may be. And so building that $1 million business is also going to give me time freedom, financial freedom to spend my time how I want and to spend my finances in the way that my wife, my family, me and my kids were able to enjoy our life however we want, and we're able to give generously to people and make an impact. And so now you should have a little bit of the vision of what you want, what that superhero version of yourself would look like. And I want you to answer this question. Are you that man today? 100% have you stepped into that full version of that superhero today? The reality is probably not. I haven't, right? I still got a lot of work to do. But this is the most important question. The question is, what are you doing today to move in the direction of that superhero version of yourself? What are you actually doing? And if you look back and reflect on the past days, the past weeks, the past months, the past years, and you're not able to say, I'm doing these specific things to move in the direction of becoming that man, then that's exactly why you don't feel like a real man. Because you know deep down within you, there's a desire for more. You know deep down within you, you're capable of becoming a certain man, and you're not. And you might say, well, Jack, that would be my superhero version. I'm not capable of that. And that's a lie. That's a limiting belief that you're telling yourself. Because if it wasn't possible, if you weren't capable of becoming that man, you wouldn't even be able to envision it. But because it can be envisioned, because there's a desire for it within you, right? You wouldn't create a superhero version of yourself that you didn't desire to be. Because there's that desire within you, because you can envision it, it shows that you're capable, and it shows that you desire to reach that place. Because if you were to chase that version, that would be you chasing your full potential. But the reason you don't feel like a real man is because you're doing nothing to move towards that version of yourself. And because of that, you don't actually trust yourself anymore. You've lost belief in yourself to become great. You've lost belief in your ability to do the things you dream of. You've lost belief in your ability to do the things you say you want to do. So now, even though deep down, you may not even verbalize, I want to do these certain things, I want to live this certain life, I want to become this certain man. You probably don't even verbalize it anymore. But deep down, those are the things, that's the man you wish you were. But for so many years, you've done nothing to move in that direction. So you've lost belief in yourself. You don't trust yourself anymore. Because even when you were younger and you had a little bit more belief, that belief got squashed when you didn't move in that direction. Or maybe in the past, you have tried to get in the best shape of your life. You have tried to find a job that you really are excited about, or make more money, or talk to a girl, or find a wife, or drop the vices, or stop watching porn. But you haven't been able to do it. Or you've done it for a little while and then you've regressed. And so when we say we're going to do something and we don't do it, we destroy our confidence. We destroy our self-belief. But the truth is, you can do it. And the truth is, this is not something that's going to happen overnight. I've been intentionally working on myself since 2019. It's 2026. It's 8 years later, almost a decade of work. And I still am just scratching the surface. But every night I go to bed I'm happy with myself. I'm content with the man that I look at in the mirror. I'm fulfilled. I feel proud of who I am because I know I've given my best. And I know I haven't decided to settle for where I am today. I know I'm not just going to live the rest of my life staying the same. I'm going to do whatever I can to become that man. And I'm not going to focus on getting to a certain destination and get frustrated and discouraged because I'm not at a certain place. I'm going to become obsessed with the process and every single day getting 1% better. Knowing exactly what it is, the small steps I need to do every single day to move in the direction of becoming that superhero man. And I'm going to do it. And that's what you need to do. But the reason you're not doing it is because that exercise we did at the beginning, that was probably the first time you've even spent any time there envisioning the man you truly want to become. And that wasn't enough. You were listening to me talk. You were doing it. You were multitasking. You have to sit down and get crystal clear, put the details on paper. What would that man look like? Because now we have a destination to head towards. We can't have a plan to get somewhere or accomplish something if we don't even know where it is we want to head. So you first need to sit down and create that vision. Who would that superhero version of yourself, who would that man be? Write down every detail, how much you want to weigh, the body fat percentage you want to have, the clothing style you want to have, where you want to live, what you want your wife to look like, what you want the characters of her heart and her personality to be like, what's going to excite you to wake up and be able to go and do every single day. How much money do you want to make? What type of lifestyle do you want to live? Put that on paper, because now that we have that, we have something to head towards. Now that we have that, we can work backwards and define what are the small things I can start doing today to move in that direction. And it becomes as simple as that. You build a structure, you build a system around it. So you're not relying on motivation and emotions. You're relying on the system, the structure that you put in place to guarantee you do those things consistently. When you do those things consistently, you build the discipline to keep doing them. You shift your identity. These are now not just things that you do. This is now part of the man you are. You're becoming that man. You're becoming that superhero one level at a time. It's like a video game. You don't become the epitome of the man you could be. You don't become the epitome of that superhero until you reach at level 100. But you have to go through level 1 through 99 first. But every little thing you do day after day to move in that direction is you leveling up, you becoming that superhero man. So if you feel like you're coming up short, if you feel like you're not proud of yourself when you sit down, you look at yourself in the mirror at the end of the day, if you feel like you're just going through the motions and nothing is changing, this is why. This is why deep down you're not proud of the man you are. This is why deep down you may still feel like a boy, you may really not feel like a man. Because you're doing nothing to head in the direction of the man you know you're capable of. You're doing nothing to head in the direction of the man you truly want to be. So I need you to get clear on the vision. And then I need you to come up with a structure, break down what it is you can do today to move in the direction of that man. But if you feel like you need help doing this, you need accountability, right? You haven't been able to drop the bad habits, the vices, the porn, the weed. You haven't been able to be consistent with staying in the gym, with eating well. You don't really know. You haven't been able to structure your day. The only thing that's getting you out of bed is to go to work, and that's it. If you feel like you haven't been able to figure out the way to get consistent, what you can do is you can book in a call. The first link in the description is a link to book in a free call with me. We're going to get crystal clear. We're going to define this vision. We're going to figure out what's holding you back, and we're going to come up with an exact strategy to get you to that place. And if it's a good fit, we'll rip. If not, I'll at least point you in the right direction. But men, it doesn't matter if anybody else knows it. You have to sit with you. You have to be real with you. And at the end of the day, you're never going to be satisfied. You're never going to be content and fulfilled if you know you're capable of more, but you're doing nothing to move in the direction of becoming that man. So take the time to reflect. What is it that you really want to do in life? Who is it that you really want to become? I'm telling you, you're capable of it. You may not believe you're capable of a level 100 just today, and that's okay. That's normal. But what happens is you build belief through the process. You accomplish level 1, you're going to have confidence that you can go and conquer level 2. You conquer level 2, you're going to have confidence that you can conquer level 3. And it's that process of becoming, of doing the small things, stacking those small wins. They compound day after day after day. So get clear on the vision of the man you want to become. Outline the steps you need to take daily, the most important things you can do right now to move in that direction, and start doing them consistently with a relentlessness, with a true fire underneath you. Because otherwise you're just wasting your life. Otherwise you're letting yourself down, you're letting God down, you're letting your future wife and family down. Become that man, become that superhero today. Let's go!